All right, guys, so watch this video here for Tuesday, May 26th. Normally, the market would be opening in about 8 minutes right now, but it's Memorial Day. The market is closed. I say that because so far I haven't gotten an email from one of my overseas clients. Usually, I do on a holiday where it's a trading day normally, but the market's closed because it's a United States holiday. Usually, I get a couple emails. Why isn't the chat room open this morning? Haven't gotten those yet, so hats off. Maybe everybody's figured it out. All right, so anyway, ready to get into the watch list video here. Keep in mind when you watch my videos that I'm looking for stuff to trade intraday the next day. None of these are investment ideas. There's a reason I'm a day trader because technically, when you get the hang of it, when you learn A plus setups, you learn what to look for, how to trade, how to play defense, how to manage your money, scale out and all that stuff. Technically, it's like having a swing trade that goes up every day. Because I always get the emails, swing trading is much more profitable, and I'm not here to debate anybody. Day trading fits my personality. I like to come in and work every day, grind it out, and I'm basically green almost every day. I have my red days, as you guys know, but for the most part, almost every day, my account is at new highs for the year. So for me, that's the equivalent of having a swing trade where you have a stock and it never goes down. It just keeps going higher every day. I know people swing trade and have several positions, and sometimes they wake up and the market's way down on bad news and all their positions are red, or sometimes one of their positions doing great, but another one's getting killed, and it's always, I don't know. I can't sleep like that. I would rather be green every day, so that's why I do what I do. And I would even argue that a good swing trader should still learn how to log in like I do every day and find day trades for what they call money flow, right? Even if you have 10 positions, but you still have some free cash, in my opinion, you should still learn how to log in and pull money from the market every day. It's like going to work and getting paid every day. So, anyway, it's an age-old debate. I am 100% a day trader. I don't hold anything overnight. I'll say the joke one more time. I don't even hold my wife overnight. All right, that's the way I'm wired. All right, so let's go into the watch list. Great teamwork on Friday, by the way. Looking forward to having Wayne's voice back in the regular chat room on Monday. He did the mentoring session pretty much all week last week for the course takers, and the feedback was phenomenal. I listened to it all week too, and I learn every time he does one of these. I'm a student of his too. I learn every time he does one of these. So I think we're probably going to have, he's going to do those maybe, I don't know, I hate to say definitively, but maybe once a week and probably just afternoons. I think we both like trading together in the morning and hearing each other go over trade ideas in the main chat room, right? And then toss trade ideas back and forth over the mic together. I kind of missed having them for that this week. So anyway, let's go into what we're watching for Tuesday. mRNA, narrow range compared to the last 4 days. It's been, ever since the big gap up, it's been falling, but you finally have a narrow range. If you switch to 15-minute candles, it looks like maybe, I had a little gap up on Friday. The whole number 70 might come into play on Tuesday. Maybe if we get any kind of little flag below 70, we break 70, we've got Friday's high. Let me try to hover over that there. My mouse is set really fast. 70, 60. So if we get through the whole number 70 on Tuesday, right, then we know that 70, 60 would be a break of Friday's high, which could be another potential catalyst. Now, I don't want to dwell on that too much because it might open at 76 and it might open at 60. We don't know. That's why, again, day traders, we put forth theses, and then if they play out, we put money to work, right? SONO had a real nice day on Thursday, kind of a quiet inside day on Friday. Friday topped out right around 1150. We might have a half number inflection point with Thursday's high just above that and so on. So there's a possible setup for a day trade. YCBD, the pot stocks have been really strong. And so this one's kind of interesting because it actually had a pop on earnings, then gapped up the next day, sold off, then gapped down. And now it's kind of in the middle of its range since the gap up, right? Maybe a little to the lower end. But anyway, if pot stocks get moving, this is kind of a sleeper pick for me because of its recent action and kind of in the middle of a range, we might get a rip higher on this one. So it definitely goes on watch. BXC. I don't know that I've ever traded this thing. And if you look at the decent volume day, relatively speaking, for the last couple months before that, still was only 500,000 shares. That's probably why I've never traded this thing. It's a lower volume stock. But interesting chart, because you had this pop back here, sideways, and then a little pop with potential catalyst here, and also topped out right around $6, 602 on Friday. So that's certainly one to watch, but a thinner stock, so you never know if we'll trade it. Never know if it'll give a setup. ACB's been on fire. Speaking of pot stocks, huge move, pull back, then a gap up, and kind of an inside day on Friday, inside of Thursday's day. I don't know. This one could easily break either way, but nice volume and holding up pretty well, all things considered. Definitely want to keep this one on watch. XSPA. I don't love this because it gapped up and then closed well below its open. But massive volume. And let's see, this is if I'm not mistaken, spas inside of airports. And they had a contract with at least one airport, I want to say JFK, but I could be wrong about that, to use their facility for COVID testing, which is probably pretty important right now, with especially people getting ready to get on a plane. So that you could see maybe segueing into many airport, and probably not a lot of people doing the spa thing right now. So you could see that segueing into many airport contracts, which I think was the reason for all the volume on Friday. I don't know. I'm going to keep this on watch. If it doesn't come down and fill the gap and go into what we call nothingness, I do think this is worth keeping on a chart for several days. VTIQ. Huge move. Pulled back to the 8-day and kind of coiling, trying to turn back up. Nice call by Wayne and Frank on Friday. Right here over this early high with Thursday's high just above, right? Love that. And the half number inflection point, 24.50. And it just, notice when it got there, notice how it just didn't really look back. Great calls. Wayne in the mentoring session, Frank G in the main room, so everyone had a chance to get that one. And it, held up pretty well, so it goes back on the watch list for Tuesday. NNDM, they had this huge move. 3D printing with some kind of breakthrough for, can't remember. Anyway, hang on a second. I need a sip of espresso here. I'll look it up real quick. All right, so there it is. Breakthrough in 3D printing of circuit boards. Obviously, that news was very well received because that was this day, did this massive move. Then they did an offering, and that's why this is on watch, because it's actually had very impressive strength after. Usually when you get a huge move in an offering, a lot of people are just hosed, so to speak, and you end up going back all the way back down, and it's holding up pretty well. So definitely deserves a chart inside day on Friday. So we're going to keep a close eye on that one. LEDS I'm not in love with. I kind of want to say ultraviolet light being used to kill coronavirus or COVID-19 in various public places. I might be wrong on that. I'm a day trader. I'm less interested in the story, more interested in the order flow, and that sort of thing. But anyway, you had a huge pop. This would have been Wednesday. Thursday, it made another attempt. Friday gapped down, but made another attempt and topped out right around 3. So maybe over 3 this week. You start knocking down these other catalysts. We'll see. Goes on watch. INO. There it is. So huge move here. COVID-19 play. Lower high here. Pulled back again. And then briefly took out this lower high right here. And then you've got a 3-day pullback into what we call the buy zone between the 8 and the 20-day. And it bounced right there actually on Friday. So I'm going to watch this one for a follow through of that bounce on Tuesday. Not my favorite stock to trade, by the way. And then a couple more. Gene, which isn't that interesting. The chart's holding up after this big pop here. It's kind of holding up fairly well. But the reason it's on watch is in after hours on Friday, This shot up to $4 or very close to $4, but it ended up going out at 285. So we'll see if it's still gapping on Tuesday morning. Possible gap play. They had news after hours on Friday. So that one's on Gap Watch. And then EVFM also on Gap Watch. Otherwise, I would have never discovered this chart. I mean, it is interesting that they had news, I guess, after hours and had this, like somebody knew something, right, on Friday. Because look at that rebound. But anyway, this went up to almost $9 in after hours, settling in at 8.05 in the after hours. So it's still gapping up above any kind of recent trading that you see. So they also had a headline. We'll definitely be on watch on Tuesday. And we'll find other gappers in the pre-market on Tuesday. Wayne, I'm looking forward to having you back on the mic with me. And enjoy the rest of your holiday. And we'll see everybody on Tuesday morning.